I mean, I'm really giving Den of Thieves a bunch of spins lately, and I really feel like you guys had a really, like, pretty obvious foundation in classic rock influence back then, but with No Time for Later, you sort of seem to explore, like, a different branch of your sound while still remaining faithful to the previous work. How do you see this evolution going over and continuing for the next few albums?
I mean, I think that in every way that your next record's always a bit of a backlash against what you just did, because you ended up touring it and you ended up seeing things in it that you want to change about the band and want to progress from, and certainly No Time for Later is an obvious backlash to Genesis, because Genesis was kind of a kitchen sink record, like anything and everything went on it. And for No Time, we wanted to make a more focused rock album, we wanted to experiment, but we wanted it to sound cohesive,
Yeah.
And also we wanted the production to be a lot heavier, so. And I think we achieved those things, on No Time for Later. Going forward, we only can hope to be a better us than the last time, and that means songwriting, that means performance, means, it means everything, it's production, so we're gonna, write a bunch of songs and sort of see how they sound, and then sort of make that call from there.
So, speaking of the next album, what are your guys' immediate plans for right now and getting ready for your next album? Are you guys writing songs right now or preparing it all?
Yeah, we're sitting on a bunch of songs. We did this thing back in January where we played a couple of nights acoustic in Toronto for a sold-out crowd at the Glen Globe Theatre, and we recorded it and mixed it down and filmed it. And I think in the meantime, between No Time for Later and our next album, we're going to release an acoustic DVD and record.
Yeah.
So that'll come out, and I'm sure you'll be able to get it, if you're a fan reading this in the U.S., online or something, but that'll come out in October. Maybe we'll get a U.S. release for it, I'm not sure, but hopefully we'll still be working No Time for Later down there through the fall. And then in Canada, we'll put out this acoustic thing, and that'll buy us some time to finish up the writing, because we're still touring a lot, we're doing a lot of U.S. dates, we're doing a lot of festivals up here in Canada, we got one tonight to play.
Yeah.
So we're busy, and what we need is like a good solid couple of months to really hunker down and focus on writing, and maybe that'll come in the late fall or early New Year, and then we can sort of, plot our next moves from there.
Okay. Now I have a couple of fan questions that I got from Twitter and then the site itself. The one that I wanted to ask you from Twitter was, during the writing process, what comes first for you guys, the melody or the lyrics?
I think melody.
All right.
Yeah, very rarely the lyrics come first. I mean, maybe one in every 20 songs, but it's mostly melody with us. Melody or riff, melody or music.
And then another one, we had a bassist that's on the website, and he spotted Jack's Hoffner bass playing in the Making Sunshine video. Do you know how he liked that one? And what do you guys think when he broke it out?
Well, yeah, we rented that bass for the making of that record. Jack has a nice collection of basses. Mostly uses a Fender P, 1970 Fender P, or he has a Rickenbacker, and like an SG, an EDL SG style bass. He got all sorts of stuff, but he got a really cool Hagstrom that he plays a lot too. But when we made Genesis, we rented the Hofner just for a particular track. I think it was for Traveling Kind, and the producer Jack Douglas is from the old school, and he was, he had this a specific idea of a bass line he wanted to use on a certain song, so we rented the Hofner, and he doesn't own one. I'm sure he would love to pick one up, but he hasn't gotten around to it yet. Yeah.
So, speaking of SGs, I saw you just got your new Angus Young Gibson SG. How's that working out for you?
Well, I'm fortunate enough to be endorsed by Gibson, which I'd be playing anyway. I mean, don't tell them that. I'd be playing them whether they gave it to me or not, but I'm just lucky enough that they gave them to me. And, I've got a whole arsenal of Gibsons, especially Les Pauls. I've got a few SGs, and Gibson's doing this promotion this month where they're, focusing on SGs, so they gave me one to take out on the road and sort of talk about it a little bit here and there, and it's working out great. It's got a whammy bar, which is I don't have any guitars with whammy bars because they're not that common on Gibsons, so I'm psyched to have that, and I'll be playing it,
Yeah. So what's next for the band?
Besides everything we just talked about?
Yeah.
More touring. We're going to keep pushing it for later stateside. We're going to take off some more festivals this summer. We're going to do the acoustic album and then another record. We don't think too far ahead because that's a dangerous thing in life. You got to try to live in the moment as much as you can. So
Definitely.
we're going to keep making records and keep this ball rolling and try to be happy.
All right, I have one more question for you. If you could create a supergroup consisting of anyone living or dead for the Trews to go on tour with, who would you put at each spot?
Oh, each spot. I'd probably put John Bonham on drums, Steven Tyler fronting. Let's see, McCartney on bass. We'll put Angus Young on lead guitar. And Joe Perry on rhythm guitar.
All right, that sounds like a band I'd go see.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you have anything else that fans need to know about the Trews right now?
No. Other than we're out there, so check us out. Get some, check out our dates and come out and see us live. Because that's always seems to be the turning point with new fans. Is once they see us live, it tends to click and they tend to get it. So I think that's an important part of it. So if you see us in a town near you, then it's worth missing the new episode of Survivor for American Idol.
All right, so we have all your albums on iTunes, Amazon, and pretty much anywhere you can buy music, right?
Yeah, you can buy from our site too. There's a link to a store. Retailers, like all music retailers, should have No Time for Later, which I would recommend going out and picking up. So that's the story.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, man.